Hi, my name is Jamie West. I'm the member of provincial parliament for the riding of Sudbury. I want to start today. I'm just going to apologize ahead of time that I'm known for somebody who has a big smile, who's optimistic, who's happy all the time, and I just can't do it today. I can't do it. I I read the report that came out from the military, the details of what they saw in the long-term care facilities, the five that they took over, and it's damning and it's abhorrent and it's frustrating and it makes me mad. The conditions they saw, if you haven't seen the report, you might want to wait before you did, because we're talking about our seniors, our parents, our grandparents, our loved ones just being left in their own waste. We're talking about just unhygienic and abhorrent conditions that we wouldn't want for anybody, let alone our loved ones, the people we care about the most. And I want to be fair that there are long-term care facilities out there that do a really good job. But the reality is there's a lot that don't. And if you're looking for one that's affordable and that does a good job, I think we're just fooling ourselves. Let's seriously ask ourselves: are you looking forward to one day living in long-term care? Are you looking forward to one day someone that you love and care about living in long-term care? Is that something you're optimistic about and think will be a good experience? I think the answer is no. In the days before COVID, if we were able to go to a Tim Hortons, if we went around and we asked people what's wrong with long-term care, this isn't anything new. People would tell you the funding model is broken. We have a system that the money doesn't get into the clients and the quality of care isn't reflected in the money that's spent. That the staff, that many of them get into this because they have large hearts and care about their clients. They can't afford to do this job. They're not paid properly. They don't have the time and resources to do the job effectively. They're not treated well. We're not doing a good job with long-term care. And it's one thing, we can pretend that this is because of COVID. We can have it of a lens of COVID and say, well, the problem was with COVID. But the reality is this is going on for a long time. COVID just amplified it. It put pressure on it so we could all see it. We need to fix this. This iron ring around long-term care that the government's been talking about, what kind of ring was that? I know that the staff, that the people who are working in long-term care, and I'm including management, I know they want this to be better. I know they struggle and they suffer and they're frustrated, and we need to help them as government. We need to help them. We need a find and fix judicial review, a public inquiry that removes the government. And I'm not talking about this commission that they're talking about, this commission and the way they flavor it up. We need to pull government. We need to pull my party, every other party out of it. Have a third party view that will tell us what we know from those Tim Hortons conversations. And we'll demand that we fix it and hold us accountable so we can fix it. Because what we're doing right now is the same thing they were doing in the past. What we're doing right now is the government today is saying it's not our fault, it's not our fault. It was the Liberals. The Liberals had 15 years. And I'll tell you that 2 years ago when the Liberals were in power, they were going, it's not our fault, it's not our fault. Before us, it was the Conservatives. I have to tell you that as an elected official, and there's 224 of us at Queen's Park, I can't imagine a single one of us were elected so we can blame the previous government. We need to tackle this and we need to fix this. There's that expression that the moose head is on the table. I mean, we all know the problem, but right now that moose head is on the table and we have to deal with it. We need to roll up our sleeves and do the hard work that Ontario demands of us so we fix this. These stories aren't new. If you are saying that you didn't know ahead of time, you're fooling yourself. The idea of our long-term care minister saying she wasn't aware, I can't understand how she wouldn't be aware. She has access to so many resources. You just have to have a newspaper and be aware. You just need to have a conversation with a personal support worker to be aware. You just have to have a conversation with someone living in long-term care or with someone with a family member or a loved one in long-term care to be aware. This problem has been going on and on for so long, and this idea of looking the other way and kicking the can down the road, that has to stop, and it has to stop with us now. It has to. It is completely unacceptable what's happening there. And not for a second shall we be fooled that it's those 5 only. There's no other problems. And again, I don't want to insult the ones that are good. They know who they are. They know they're in good shape. But man, there's a lot who aren't. We can't sit on our hands anymore. Like I said earlier, there's not one of us in that legislature who is elected to blame somebody else, who was elected not to do any work, not to fix the problems that are out there, but to say, well, it's not our fault, it's their fault. We don't accept that from our kids. We can't accept it from ourselves. The military, when you think of the courage that our military has, the strength and the resolve that they have, to have military soldiers shocked by what they saw, shocked. I can't imagine it. When I think of my parents who are at home right now, but the prospect of my parents one day going to long-term care and that being them in that report, I don't know what to do but fix it. We deserve nothing less than to do the right thing that was due 2 years ago, 15 years ago, 20 years ago. We've got to fix this once and for all. We've got to stop talking about how we didn't know, how it's not our fault, how it's someone else's fault, and shirking our duty. If you don't want to do the hard work, you shouldn't have ran for the election. It's time for us to roll up our sleeves. It's time for us to do what's expected of us from Ontario. Thank you for listening. I'm hoping next time I'll be in a better mood. If you need to contact me or reach out to me, you always can. jwest-co@ndp.on.ca or 705-675-1914. Thank you.